idea of it.
Okay, well, we've just been told that we're going to be going live in about 15 seconds. So if you've just joined us, this is Stream 2. I'm Ryushi, with me is TurboTabs. We're going to be watching Ascent versus TLR on Viaduct. It's the third game in the group stages, and I want to see what's going to be happening here. So TLR, they're not running the sniper to mid, you know? They're just going to run out pretty standard cookie cutter for the moment, and it's going to be a big play by Melee. He's going to hit the first air shot of the game, but the Fragile does still go down to a nice coordinated bomb by AMS. And I think TLR, if they can just consolidate this and play their heals, they can definitely get themselves this midpoint. Yeah, Ascent having to back themselves off. Sugar and Badonsky going to go down as well. Mela on 9 HP is also going to get cleaned up. Alpha does trade away his life, but now with Nico spawning on for TLR, it's going to be tough for Ascent to try and push this, especially with the huge Uber advantage out of Serotonin. This is the sort of time that I think we would see a 4-man bomb. Do you agree? The medic stays behind and builds, and the rest of Ascent just push forward and try and force or kill or drop Serotonin.
Although, in saying that, Fragile is quite out there, really. It's quite risky. I think TLR can even get like the sights onto him, if anything. If AMS actually chose to go on the Fragile there, I think he could have got a very easy pick onto him. But maybe this is all part of Ascent's plan. Maybe they really believe in the fact that, oh, what a nice little shot coming out from Mela there onto Serotonin. And now it's done its job in a way. I guess that was a suicide, but it was more like a sewer skirmish.
Yeah, a little bit strange from Ascent there, but it works out, you know? They get themselves about a 60-70% Uber advantage, and with that, they can push themselves back in, but they're going to be pushing into Alpha Sniper. This is the first time he's brought it out, and it's going to be tough for them if they're not ready for it. Although, if they're not ready for it, then what are they doing at land, to be honest?
Okay, we see Fragile finally getting his Uber. He has a license to step out, and immediately Mela was taken out before they even popped that Uber, but Rando makes up for it by taking out Serotonin. That is the pick you want when you're looking to Uber into the enemy team when they don't have any Uber whatsoever. But the clever little trap actually from War, I think actually took out Fragile there. I'm not sure if that was a trap or just pure spam. It had to have been a trap there, Ryushi.
I think so. It might have been on... I don't even know. It must have been something.
It must be a good,
Fragile goes down, and Serotonin has a slight advantage. And I think TLR actually are just going to want to fully team push in with this. I don't think they're going to want to try and save Serotonin here. At least they won't try and hold him back. They're just going to be pushing in. They know they've got a bit of a time advantage, so it's all on Ascent to hold for as long as possible. And now with Serotonin and War getting in aggressive, Alpha's going to get picked up from behind by Enigma, who is now above
oh my god,
Enigma. Oh my god, he's going huge.
He's still alive. Oh no, but he just died in the end. But still, 2 kills he shouldn't have got there, Enigma. And now Ascent has just completely gone on the aggressive. See if they can pick up even more TLR picks on the way. Herpy's trying to cut his losses. A nice little shot from Rando to actually kill Herpy there. So they hold on to it, Ascent, and Serotonin has an Uber. He does pop it now, and he's got a big bomb coming in from AMS. What can he do with this? All he's done right now is get kited by Sugar. He decides to actually go aggressive, but realizes it's just too bad of an initial jump to even commit to that. He does actually just decide to do a U-turn and actually force off the Uber from Ascent now. Fragile trying to hook up with the rest of his team. TLR going aggressive on this point. Keep in mind, TLR still have possession of this point, and the time is ticking down. It has actually swung back into TLR's favor. TLR have actually got the majority of the kills, and they haven't lost a single player, Ryushi.
Yeah, that was some really nice play. Serotonin keeping his players alive, and then sort of baiting a scout out into him, and then just Nico just cleans up that scout for him. And that just gave TLR that they took so many tiny little fights coming out the end of that skirmish that they got themselves a big man advantage and were just able to push out Ascent and force them back. And now it turns out that Serotonin got himself a 30% advantage, and they can push this if they're quick, you know. If TLR push forward and don't drop Serotonin, yeah, they're coming in. They're going to get aggressive.
Oh no, they're doing what I just talked about earlier. They've stepped Fragile in way too deep, and now he just dies to the Uber. You need to realize that TLR have that Uber much earlier than you do, and you can't play out in the open. And if it means you have to stay in spawn, you have to stay in spawn, Ryushi.
Yeah, definitely. And now TLR, I mean, Ascent tried a couple of bombs. They tried to find Serotonin with the bomb from Rando, but he just got absolutely decimated by the scout of Herpy, and now TLR, they find themselves still with a slight advantage, and they still hold point, although Ascent are pushing them back. If TLR can get some nice picks here, they've got that sniper rifle up. If they can get something here, they can definitely push forward and recap this point. There is going to be a scout coming in behind them. He's been spotted. They know he's there. I think Suyooo does get called out. Now there's going to be a soldier bomb in on Serotonin. Doesn't manage to get the kill, and now with Rando down as well, TLR can push forward really easily here. They've just got to go with this 80% advantage. They don't want to lose anyone. And now with Enigma getting too aggressive, he's going to get picked off. There's only 3 players left for Ascent, and they're trying to get onto the point to defend the point against the sniper of Alpha. It's going to be really tough for them, especially because Serotonin has that Uber up now. Although he can't seem to hit an arrow onto Alpha as he misses 3 times in a row. But Ascent, yeah, Serotonin just pops off the Uber, saves his players, and that is surely going to be our first round to Serotonin. Yeah, as many Ascent players fall there. Rando tries to get in, gets the glory kill onto Serotonin, but it's not going to be enough. There's only 1 soldier left on the point, and that is Mela, and the point, and the first round goes to TLR.
I think very dominant performance from TLR. It was very clear that they were winning that. I actually thought TLR was playing a little bit scared, maybe a bit too cautious, because they actually gave up a point a few times to Ascent. For them just creeping on it without even having to go in for a fight, and then they only really fought when they got that Uber. But you know, who am I complaining if they just win out on the round?
So you're saying they're giving them a bit too much respect here?
Yes, a little bit too much respect. I think they can get away with actually, you know, defending out this point, just drawing that line just a little bit thicker. We do actually see Ascent winning out on this initial mid point. It seems they just decided to give a lot more point presence than TLR. Again, more of that scared play from TLR. But you know, maybe it's just paying dividends. Maybe it's better to just like charge up what power you have and just strike it in all one solid blow and these constant nibbles from Ascent.
Yeah, well, I've just been watching Alpha. He ran around coming out the end of that mid fight. Finally gets himself a pick and is still alive, just harassing Ascent and just wrapping around them and doing so much damage. Now he comes in from behind, finds the combo, does so much damage to Podolsky, but doesn't manage to finish him off. But it doesn't matter, because TLR, they are getting the pick, and now in comes AMS, gets himself a nice little triple kill there. I mean, that's just what you want. You turn a corner, and you find 3 players in front of you, and you've got a full sheaf of rockets. Bam, bam, bam. 3 kills down. Suyooo tries to get in aggressive onto wall. Is going to take the pick. Izzy just needs another shot to get onto Serotonin. Doesn't manage to take him down. And TLR holding onto the point in the moment, but it looks like they're going to have to back out as they don't have the spawn wave.
And also, it's nice to see from TLR there's a lot of trust that had to be putting into each other, kind of like follow up that damage, because you just don't know. It's like, man, they still haven't died. Do I dare go in, like, attack all these damaged players? AMS decided to go with that risk, and he didn't actually get the bounty of killing 3 players. It is a real shame that, for TLR at least, that Suyooo did come in and kind of equalise with War and brought that point back to the Ascent side.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to last long, as Rando and Enigma are both down, and Ascent, they're in a bit of a dangerous position here. If War gets some good damage out, which he can, because it's War, they could definitely just bomb AMS in or bomb a scout in to just really just decimate the remaining players there. But Ascent, once again, they come back in, and I see what you mean by TLR giving them too much respect. They didn't need to let them get in that aggressive there. And now there's going to be, you know, TLR are going to get themselves a couple of picks here. And it's a risky position they put themselves into. Finally, you know, they're pushing forward. Nico's just getting aggressive and takes down a scout with 2 nice little meat shots. Now onto the Fragile. Is going to dodge the stickies. Gets 1 meat shot. Gets 2. Doesn't manage to kill off Podolsky before he kills him with the loose cannon.
Only Nico would go into a corridor that small against a demo man and then expect, yeah, I could totally win this. A buff demo man.
I mean, he almost did. 1 more shot and he kills him there.
Still, though, you know, calculated risks. Well, on the bright side, Ascent do pick up this mid point due to Nico's outlessness, but Alpha is going to pick up any possible slack and the counter bombing just to try and make use of what sort of tragic situation that Ascent had there, but it yields nothing for Ascent.
Every time that Ascent cap the point, they give up so much for it, whereas TLR, they get it back and put themselves in a really good position coming at the end of it, as Fragile only has sort of 90% at the moment. And they're trying to push in forward into him, and they pop off so early. This is so dangerous. They have to get the drop on Serotonin, and he's not stupid. He's not going to get dropped there, and he's going to keep all his players alive. Fragile's committed so hard to this. He's going to go down. And the rest of Ascent, they've got no heals, they've got no health, and surely TLR can finish them off. Although they're finding it hard at the moment. some excellent spam by Badonsky, doing so much damage to the rest of his team. Seratone's going to find himself a kill, but now Badonsky and Strugger are the only ones left alive, and Badonsky's had to run for it with 67 HP. He's going to link back up with his medic and start the build-up, but I mean, you know, TLR, again, Ascent get the point, but they give up so much for it. Badonsky tried to get in aggressive, isn't going to be able to do it, and is surely going to be forced back here. Ascent do have the spawns, and I think it looks like they want to push here to Turbo.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. A lot of the players of Ascent just decide to hold back and cap that point. I know the point is very important, but, you know, if you don't kill those TLR players, they're just going to cap that point back very quickly. Like, again, we're seeing it again. Ascent are stocking up on that point. They're just making themselves a very easy target for TLR. They'll cap out that point, but then TLR will just come steal it back. This time, they haven't even done that. They've just barely capped that. They haven't even capped it at all.
Yeah, and now with, you know, Herpy on a 6-kill streak right now. So he's feeling pretty happy with himself, you know? He's doing what he does best. He's cleaning up low players, and Ascent are just leaving themselves low. They don't seem to have any team cohesion. AMS is going to be an entry frag for them, so they might try and push in off this. They've kind of got to, because they're running out of time right now, and they're going to lose around if they don't do anything. They could catch out Serotonin if they just sort of work together, but they don't seem to be able to get onto him. And I mean, frankly, he's almost got himself up. There's, in fact, there's two Ascent players down, and TLR haven't lost anything right now.
Again, they're doing it in the wrong order. They're capping that point, sacrificing so much, like, I guess, potential fraggers just to cap that point out. And then TLR just cap it back like 30 seconds later. Maybe if it was crunch time, that makes sense. You know, if you've got a very little time to take over, but not at this point. Not as your whole strategy, Ryushi.
No, absolutely. I mean, if we look at the scoreboard right now, we can see that Herpy has 3 DOMs and 38 points. He is playing fantastically. He's not dying. He's getting a ton of cleanup frags. He's capping points. He's playing just really well for his team. And I think we're going to see that as we come into this middle. I'm once again watching Alpha because I'm really interested to see what he does. He's going to find Fragile. Surely no. He kills the scout instead. Does manage to get the medic as well. Alpha with a nice little double pick. Saw his opportunity. Takes it. That's what a good roamer does.
But in the meantime, Mela was also in the background and taking care of the medic himself. And you actually see Ascent fighting back. Can Herpy, the 3 domination, power him to that last point? And no, he cannot.
Oh well, once again we see TLR bringing up the sniper rifle. So some nice plays by Alpha and close to Herpy finishing off that point, but it doesn't matter. Ascent, they do consolidate themselves and they do manage to do a lot of damage. I want to bring up Badonsky. I think he's doing a ton of damage to these mids, and he's really playing well, like a Demo Man on Viaduct should. Mela's going to be the first frag. It falls to Alpha's sniper rifle, and if Alpha can find anything else, TLR can just push this so aggressively. But they're looking a bit sort of passive at the moment. Rando's going to go down though. He trades for Herpy, but now Nico's in from behind. He's going to find Fragile. A 1-shot plus the rocket from AMS is going to finish him off. And now Ascent, they've committed so far into the enemy side. This is dangerous for them.
AMS didn't know Badonsky was scared. He actually has turned back and tried to fight him. Nico went in on 10 HP, just about, and tried to fight off against a soldier and a scout, died. So now that's just turned the tide to Ascent's way. But we'll see again, TLR just recapping that point out. But I like this aggression coming out from Ascent, not making it easy for them. And now they haven't even capped it at all, so that's just delayed again some more time. And you actually, if you look at the clock, yeah, Ascent are doing it incredibly well, Ryushi. They've actually brought it down to more than half, just about.
Yeah, but they're losing so many players for this defense, and Fragile's on 50%. He does manage to make himself get himself away from the aggressive bomb by MS, but TLR are going to get this point, and they do have advantage, so they're going to put themselves in a good position. Alpha and AMS do get some extra time on their spawn though, so Ascent have noticed this, and they're going to push now. Bit of a rookie mistake by TLR to cap that point out there. They didn't need to, and they could have waited a little bit. Badonsky's going to go down though, and now the Uber's going to come out. Fragile's so far forward. If they get aggressive onto him, yes, War bombs in. He's not going to find him though. Fragile hides in the house. He's going to take 1 stick. They can't find him. Oh, just walks out almost into the fight there. But War finally goes down. He stayed alive for a long time there. Ascent can now look to push forward with their own Uber because Fragile has it right now.
Technically, they don't really have to push. They can just kind of kick back because they're not really pressuring the point too much. Although in saying that, they have actually decided to go aggressive to you, but maybe they thought they could take out Serotonin, which they have. So, excuse me, Ascent showing me how to play TF2. But Ward does re-enter the fight, and so is Alpha, and so is Nico. Nico does get taken out during the thick of things, and her B has been brought down to very low. It's just War really fighting up against 2 scouts, but Alpha, the silent little ninja in the background, has just killed 2 scouts, helping War. War was just bait there.
War goes down to 1 HP before Alpha just destroys him.
And that was back to back, no gap, no nothing. It was literally like bang and bang. Like it was the quickest set of double kills I've ever seen on a sniper. Rando being denied that jump there. Alpha still pressuring that team with that sniper rifle. Podonski does take out Nico. Alpha takes out Mela in return. We see the aggression still pressing from Ascent. They've actually also got the point as well as a heap of damage onto the rest of TLR. Herpy's still somewhat healthy, but he's a bit reluctant to push out. He's just kind of an errant nuisance at this point. Actually, I think he's actually caught himself out. He's just going to die, and he's not really going to serve much purpose to his team right there.
Yeah, but a bit of a shame, but I mean, he does have pretty good spawns, so once again, they're going to want to push forward. They're about a minute behind on the clock, and TLR, they need to get something done. With War and AMS down, though, it's going to be tough, and once again, they're pushing into the Ascent Uber, which is never where you really want to be. Serotonin has got himself up 20%, and I mean, you know, yeah, the rest of TLR players, they go down.
I think if I was just TLR there, I'd be happy that he used the Uber. Oh, at least now they can go out and push, but you do have 20 seconds on the clock, and you must be feeling that squeeze from the tire, and now you could probably hear it ticking and talking in your mind. We need to cap this point, we need to cap this point. But no, we need to fight these players who are killing us. But it seems TLR have managed to find that good balance of capping the point as well as taking out players. Not only if they... Oh, I was just about to say they didn't lose a single player there, but they just lost Alpha. But they did a very good job actually capping that point out in time and keeping mostly everyone alive.
I think what Ascent can do, and what they're going to want to do here, is they're going to slowly start to push and just try and build up the Uber. And if they can get the force off on Serotonin, then they're going to... Okay, no, I tell a lie. They're going to get super aggressive onto the point and just try and get as many frags as possible.
War was dropped
War's
there.
going down. That's going to be huge.
Fragile. This pick on Fragile was huge. He's actually taken him out now. And now they could probably sustain the rest of their team to hold on to that point. It's still another chance. They've got maybe a good 2, maybe 3 more goes at a push for Ascent to claim this point back.
Yeah, but they need to keep Serotonin alive, though. If they can just, as long as they can keep Serotonin alive, and they have 6 on 6 now, and Serotonin's got himself about a 30% advantage. Sorry, less than that. It's only about 15%, actually. He wasn't building at all coming out the end of that Uber. There's going to be a bomb onto him. He doesn't even take any damage from it. But Rando kills AMS instead. Decides that he's not going to kill Serotonin. That's just going to be Decimate! Oh my god, Mela! He fucking air skill stick Serotonin in mid-air. What is happening there?
Did I hear Decimate halfway in that cascade? I was like, the spirit of Decimate came in. I was like, no, Ascent, you shall not lose, and killed the team for him. MVP Decimate.
Yeah, but we're coming up to our 4th middle now. Turbo, tell me what's going to happen.
All right, we see Alpha immediately going behind, and Ascent trying to, I was just about to say isolate him, but Alpha's not caught in TLR, I mean Ascent's box. Ascent's caught in Alpha's box. He actually takes out that player. Rando is now going aggressive on the, Alpha-less TLR in front of them, and then when Alpha finally rejoins the fight to help out his team, he just gets immediately gunned down by Enigma, so casually.
Yeah, is this going to be the turnaround? Let's see what TLR have to say about this. Let's link their team comms, because that's something which we have totally forgotten that we could do, but let's do it anyway.
One scout goes through. I'm going through. It's close. He's dead.
Nice, dead. I'm weak.
Sorry behind.
Health is bad.
He took under. He's dead.
He's dead.
I need heals.
Health is still bad. Get attack, Nico.
Okay. Arrow right there. Thank you. Can we slow push this without Ubering?
Yeah, sure, head point. I'm back.
I'm back a lot. I need heals.
Yes, we merge. Let's set it in.
Fuck! Mid's weak. And fucking time behind rock.
Get health.
Focus scout on point.
Damage tagged.
This fucking Soli.
Got it. Agree. Coming forward.
Mela launched. He's weak. Sword dead.
Nice.
Focus scout left. I'm behind the tunnel.
Scout connected.
Oh fuck me.
They're on left.
Damage back right.
Scout, they took a bit. Nice. Make it 70. He got that back. Yeah.
Eclipse again, I'm on death.
Here, buff me, I'm gonna do my play. Here.
They're main, they're coming left. Coming left side. Scout's main.
I'm jumping down.
Got on you. Oh. Soldiers on me too. They chased.
They're coming left. Meds in left. They're in lunchbox.
Oh, they took a lot.
Three.
Them all on the way.
I see it, yeah.
Med. Nice.
Med!
Don't chase. Please survive.
Just fine.
Quick, dead.
No, please.
Oh, you took me.
Solid by nipples, beat.
Scout weak.
Solid in the air tag. Damage moving over. Damage down.
Nice.
Wipe out the pocket. We are fucked. We have to go.
Soldier
Back,
back left, side left,
Scout's
side left,
left.
soldier.
I'm watching for it.
Okay, so we see from that you know I couldn't think when to unlink that. There was just so much action constantly happening there. I just wanted to keep listening to what they were going to do.
Welcome to Viaduct, Ryushi. It's a place of dreams. And yeah, it was just a constant fight. No team really wanted to throw themselves out there and dedicate the full onslaught. And when Ubers were actually slapped out, you'd think teams would start wiping, but no, it started to turn inside into Ascent's favour. But now you actually see Ascent showing some pressure on towards the TLR squad, but they do not care whatsoever. It's just 3 log kills for TLR. But on the bright side, Fragile is building that Uber, and he didn't die this time because he didn't go out of the base.
Yeah, he doesn't commit himself this time, which I think is key. But Ascent are going to try and push this. They think they have a slight advantage, but they don't really have too much of an advantage. Sorry, they know they don't have an advantage in terms of Uber, but they thought they might have been able to get out before War gets here. But no, Fragile's going to get Ubered really early. Now Serotonin gets popped off, and now the Uber from TLR to defend the point comes out, because Ascent have no time on the point right now, and they're just losing players. So this push is just getting completely destroyed here, and now Nico's getting aggressive onto the pocket and onto the demo and medic. No, he backs himself out. Yeah, Ascent, that just didn't work in Turbo. What happened?
Pretty much like they've just felt Alpha breathing down their neck, and Fragile's like, I need to pop. I'm scared. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna pop really early, and they just went right into TLR. We're like, okay, and then just destroyed them with all the Uber that they had left. And still, Alpha is still alive with this. There's just no controlling this guy. What is Ascent's answer for this sniper rifle?
In the pushes they've won, they've been able to control him, but when he's just able to just constantly take pot shots, they just can't seem to deal with him. They just sort of look completely lost. They run around and they just get fragged up by the rest of TLR.
Oh, nice little shot from Mailer there, yeah. Ooh. Okay, well, what have we got left? It's 10 seconds left. It looks beyond abysmal. But maybe, just maybe, if we put no. Okay, the Ubers come out. I think that's it now. But then again, there is a bit of cap time. They could kind of... Oh, War's planting stickies on the point. There's Ascent bodies dropping. I think it's over.
I believe you are correct. That's going to be our third game. A score of 3-1 to TLR. So TLR are on a hot streak. They've won 3 games in a row. They've still got Nerd Rage and Froyo to go, but they're on a pretty hot streak.
I was interviewing Mike earlier about like what he thought would be like an interesting thing to watch, and I think with TLR, he said TLR would be an interesting case because they could either come to land absolutely on fire or they could be completely abysmal. Well, and it seems it's gone towards the fire side.
The way they're looking at the moment, they're looking pretty hot. I don't know if they're on fire because there is shakiness, but they're definitely looking strong.
Fire shakes, man. Fire shakes.
They're looking kind of... Shut up. No. Okay, we do have scores from the other games if you were watching us and not watching stream one. So Froyo 3-1 versus Nerd Rage on Viaduct as well. So again, a similar score to this, but obviously reversed in terms of which continent won.
Maybe the sniper is overrated. Maybe Froyo is the only one here who has an answer.
Possibly. I mean, obviously you're playing against Flippy Sniper, yeah. But we are going straight into our next game, so we're going to cut this off. Oh wait, we have logs. Let's talk about logs first.
Oh my god, we have logs. Let's have a look here.
I immediately want to pick out the fact that AMS got himself 34 kills.
Oh wow, amazing. I think let's have a look at some War stats. Apparently War's been getting very good stats. It's almost like natural for him to get good stats throughout his career as demo man. Even despite like the little break, it's still putting out a healthy amount, I would say, for a demo man, especially with this patch.
I mean, he's getting out damaged by everyone on his team there, on Viaduct.
But okay, fine. Well,
he did. There's no mistaking that he got out damaged by everyone
it's
on
made
his
it
team.
much easier for me now. So,
But
oh, man,
he's still out damaging 3 players of Ascent, so it doesn't matter.
I just looked straight at the war damage. I was like, oh, that's not so bad. I didn't even look at the other players. So that just goes to show how well like TLR are doing as a unit. Then just
Herpy and AMS, their DM is just fantastic.
There's
and Nico's DM is not as consistent as Herpy's, but when he turns it on,
I think it's just
he turns it on.
I think it's just the role. Like, obviously, you have to be aggressive. You have to put that dangerous foot forward. So to give credit to Herpy, somebody has to go out there and like make those aggressive plays happen.
I think a lot of what was keeping Ascent in terms of like the earlier rounds was Badonsky's damage, and we can see that from the logs as well. I picked that up earlier, and the difference in damage between him and War, you know, that's almost 3,000 more damage. You know, he had DPM of 429, and they lost, and he had DPM of 429. Badonsky is going ham. He doesn't get a lot of frags, but he's just doing so much damage for the rest of his team to clean up. But unfortunately, they're just not able to clean it up this time.
Yeah, man, it's just, I think it's that defensive posture coming out from TLR, and it just seems to kind of always, you know, 6 are alive, but they're always just low health.
Yeah. Who got the most air shots, most important stat? It was Mailer, followed by AMS and then Rando. So Alpha not getting any air shots, unfortunately.
But he makes up for his 12 headshots.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, if you're not playing that soldier class, how are you going to get air shots? Unless you shoot people in the air.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, well, that's logs for this game. We've been Ryushi and TurboTabs. Sim and Suyooo over there. Next game is going to be with slightly different casters. It's going to be Mana and Sideshow on this stream.
Ooh.
I can't remember the name. The game is actually TLR versus Froyo.
Ah.
That's what's going to be happening on this stream. Over on the first stream, I think it's CX and Samsky.
Yes.
Casting games.
Or maybe CX Molest. No, I think that's tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been good TF2.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had 3 pretty interesting games,
yeah.
And I think as this is only the group stage, which doesn't really matter too much, it's going to get only get better as the weekend goes on. So stay tuned for TF2. Stay tuned to TFTV for all your TF2 needs.
And be sure on Twitter as well.
That was my son.